Hello, everybody, and happy Sunday. Welcome to the Birmingham Sports Podcast Weekend Recap Edition. I am your host, as always, Josh Lovett. We've had a busy weekend, of sports in the Birmingham area, and let's just jump right into it. Let's start with the most recent game. UAB just won its 8th straight conference road game as it picked up its first win at Memphis since 1999. Yes, you heard that right, 1999. They took down the Tigers 78-67 today. And I just want to go back to this 1999 statistic. Baby One More Time hadn't even dropped yet. That Britney Spears song came out 10 days after the last time UAB beat Memphis at Memphis. And that game was played at the Pyramid, which is now a Bass Pro Shops, which is just wild to think about. And I do want to point this out. This is a wild stat for you. In that same year, the conference tournament was in Birmingham, and UAB went on to make the NCAA tournament. The coincidence is the conference tournament this year is in Birmingham once again. Could destiny repeat itself? I think this team has proven it can compete with anybody in this league. They did go on the road and won a double overtime game at South Florida, who is currently number 1 in the American standings. They took down Tulsa, who was at number 1 in the American standings for a good majority of the year, and they're still one of the top teams in the conference. And now they just added a historic win at Memphis to their resume. And they did so shorthanded. They were without Kyron, Lindsey Martin, and Ahmad Robinson today. Evan Chapman stepped up with a career-high 22 points, exploding out of the gate with 18 in a dominant early stretch. Chance Westry filled up the stat sheet today. He had 23 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, and 5 steals. A total complete performance from him. Just a statement win all around today for the Blazers. Now UAB has 3 regular season games remaining. They get a little bit of time off now. Their next game is not until Sunday, March 1st at 11 a.m. Not exactly a primetime tip-off, but at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what time the game is. The crowds have just been very lackluster at Bartow Arena, and Andy Kennedy, it feels like the team deserves more. Even when Jelly Walker and Yaxel Lindenberg were there at UAB, Bartow wasn't consistently packed. It is what it is. The team's really not had that much success at home anyway, too, so it's just the home court advantage for them is something that they absolutely have to work on. But like I mentioned earlier, the American Conference will be up for grabs in UAB's backyard at Legacy Arena. Now, that might not be the best thing considering their record in Birmingham, but with the right momentum, the Blazers can absolutely make a run. Now I want to shift some things to Homewood, where Samford just came up barely short on the road at Mercer this past Saturday, falling 89-86. The loss did snap a 6-game winning streak, but the bigger picture really is that streak isn't what matters most. They were going to lose a game at some point. They weren't going to run the table the rest of the way. What matters is that they're playing their best basketball heading into March, and like I've talked about throughout the course of the past few weeks on this show, they're doing just that. Now, if they want to make a run and make a serious run in the SoCon tournament like I think they're going to do, the formula for them is pretty clear. Dylan Faulkner needs to keep delivering his double-doubles. He's already got 11 this season, and Jaden Booth just needs to continue being Jaden Booth. He's averaging right around 21 points a game. You really want to play through those two guys first and foremost, especially with Booth's ability to shoot it from behind the arc. He can light it up. The Norris brothers have to continue to be in double figures like they have been, and you need those key complementary minutes and buckets from Zion Wilburn and Cam Martin. Coach Lenny Acuff has this team positioned exactly where it needs to be. Now it really just comes down to the execution, and step 1 of that is finishing strong at home. Samford has just 2 regular season games remaining. Both are at home in the Pete Hanna Center. 2 more opportunities to build some serious momentum before they head to Asheville. If Booth stays hot, Faulkner controls the paint, and the supporting cast provides timely scoring and minutes and production, this team absolutely has a path to cutting down the nets in Asheville and punching a ticket to March Madness. Like I've said on this show, I think they're going to do it. I really do. The SoCon's a pretty good league this year. You've got Mercer, Furman, ETSU, and Samford. Those are the top 4 teams I see in the league, and I think Samford's just getting hot at the right time, and it's going to click for them. 2 home games remain. Next one is this Thursday, March 26th at 7 p.m. at the Pete Hanna Center. Now, this past Friday downtown at Legacy Arena, we had a really fun matchup featuring Hunter Dickinson going head-to-head with Grant Nelson and Chaney Johnson. Some big-time talent was certainly on the floor in Legacy that night, and the Squadron delivered some late-game drama as well. They were able to knock off Long Island on a last-second mid-range jumper from Pelican two-way player Trey Alexander in an absolutely clutch moment. And to soak it in, the Squadron now have just 4 home games remaining before the franchise relocates to Louisiana. The countdown is officially on for Pro Hoops in Birmingham this season. Now I want to talk about the Stallions really quickly before we wrap this thing up. They have reported to training camp in Arlington, Texas. The team is officially there. Local football hero Michael Hyers will have a chance to compete for the starting quarterback job alongside Matt Corral, who is the presumed favorite for the job, and Taylor Elgersma. If Elgersma returns to the UFL, however, he will be throwing at the NFL Combine this week. Coach A.J. McCarron does expect him to report to camp, even if it's a little bit later than he would have liked. Also, one thing to keep an eye out for this week is the UFL rules might be updated. Those changes are expected to be announced sometime this week, and if and when they are, we will have a full breakdown article coming up about it. But that's all we've got for you guys on this Sunday night. We wanted to get a nice impromptu pod up and running for you guys as we had a lot of news and key game results come out of this weekend. But we want to thank you guys for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to this channel, and we will see you back here on Wednesday with our traditional podcast episode.